make 2 projects today. We're going to do, I've been making, you know, it's all about graduation time around here. So I am doing 2 graduation cards today. But before I get started, I have a giveaway. I have so much in my inventory and in my stash. I need to start giving it away. Some of it I'll sell, some of it I'll give away, and all that stuff. But this is an old celebration set. It's called Perfect Pairings. I don't even know what year this is from. Maybe last year, a couple years ago. I really don't know. But it's a bunch of sayings. You did it. Thank you. To you. Happy day. So much. Happy birthday. Hooray. Kindly. Congrats. And it's brand new. Never used. So I'm giving this away to anybody who comments and shares my video. Okay. So that's that. Let me set that aside. I've already posted the project sheet with the instructions for what we're making today over on my blog. And it has the first project. You really have to watch the video, but I try to describe it as much as possible. I also typed up all of the Stampin' Up! Products that I'm using, and also my little thing around here about my host code for May. And usually I give away a product out of the catalog, but this month they changed it up, and I am giving away like a class kit, a project kit. So I have a large inventory left of the Lily Impressions paper. So this paper that we got in celebration time. So I decided to do a class. So if you place a $50 order with me using the May host code, I will send you everything you see here. So it's absolutely everything to create 4 cards with the envelopes, all the paper. I cut everything for you. The only thing that you're going to need is adhesive, ink, and stamps, because per Stampin' Up! Policy, I cannot send out stamped images on an unfinished project. So that'll be posted on my blog. I'll be sending out an email about that too, but if you're going to be placing an order and it's $50, you get that project kit with me in the month of May. And before I get started on the projects, I wanted to remind everyone that these 2 catalogs still current until June 2nd. Product that is last chance or retiring and not carrying over is only available till June 2nd or while supplies last. And the new catalog is here. So this is the new catalog. I can only show you the front cover of it, and I know I've already handed out a couple to a few customers. If I haven't gotten it to you, I have them ready. So let me know when you want to swing by and pick it up, or I can, if you're local, I can drop it on your porch. Isn't that beautiful? I want to show you, but I can't. Okay, let's get started. So today we're going to do 2 graduation cards, and the first one is this one. It fits in an envelope, and I wanted to show you that it does. That's why I brought it over here. Look at this card. This is a fun fold card. It's a little detailed with the folding and the scoring, but once you get it, it's actually really easy. Pretty simple little card, and it fits in a standard envelope. Wanted to show you that. Super cute, right? Okay. So I'll leave that right there so I can remember that's what we're making. So the first things that we need is you need a card base. The one that I used here is the basic black, but for this one I'll use this one, and it's 4 1/4 by 9 3/4 inches long. We're going to score it, and I'm actually going to use my cutter. If you don't have a cutter, you can use your scoreboard, or you can just use you know, like a bone folder or a sharp edge, and score your paper that way with a ruler. Okay, so we are going to score it at 5 1/2. So put on the 5 1/2 mark. Use my scoring blade. Oh, good grief. Here's my bone folder. And then we're going to crease this because you know, Stampin' Up! Paper is nice and thick. Okay. We have it folded, and I'm sorry, we have it scored at 5.5, and then we folded that. So now what I want to do, and you can do this with a stylus tool, which if you have the take your pick tool, there's in your box comes different tips. Let me show you real quick. These are the ones that I usually use, which is the flat edge or the piercing point. It also gives you an extra gummy stick, which goes in here. But right now we're going to use the stylus edge, and I just use the smaller one, which is totally fine. And we're going to use the groove of, what is this called? Trimmer. Okay. So now I want to mark at 2 1/8 inch at the top and the bottom, the front and the back, and the tip top of the short side. Okay, so what that means is this is the short side, right? This is the short side. We're going to go 2 1/8. And I'm actually going to use my pencil and just make a little mark. Okay, so 2 1/8 there. We're going to do 2 1/8 here. And then 2 1/8 here. I forgot to do it on the front side on the bottom. Okay, so what that's going to do is going to mark your spots where you need to crease it, okay? Hope that makes sense. So you're going to take, I guess I should have used this because it goes on both sides. Sorry. Hang with me for a second. All I'm doing is, instead of creasing the whole thing, I'm just putting like a little notch so that I could see it. Hopefully I don't screw this up while I'm live. I made this a couple of times the other day. Okay, it's so hard to see on camera, but you'll be able to see it. So these notches, they're have the indentations here. I'll put little pencil marks. That's where you're going to score, and we're going to use the, what's it called? The trimmer line, because it's diagonal. Okay. So you're going to take, don't worry about any of this. You're going to take the point, this mark here, and you're going to score all the way down to the bottom point. There. Go nice and slow here so I don't screw it up. So we're going to score that. And then we're going to score this top mark to the bottom mark. Line that up. There we go. You see that? So that's what gives us this fold right here. But now we need our graduation cap, right? I'm going to erase this little mark. Okay. So we have that. Now, on the, I just confused myself. Very tip, we did this at 2 1/8, right? I'm going to put a little pencil mark with my indentation. Now we want to cut from that middle point to the point of the top score line. So let me make sure that's 2 1/8. There we go. I was slightly off, and you know that's gonna, it won't line up. So we're gonna do the 2 1/8 mark here, line it up with the top mark of that score line. Sorry if my head is in here, but I'm trying to see. And I even took my contacts out and put my glasses on so I could see a little bit better. Okay. I think that's lined up right there. We're not going to score, we're going to cut. So you have that diagonal, okay? Then we're going to go from the same point to the top of that score line here. It's all 2 1/8 measurements. It's just some are from the center and some are from the fold. Make sure that. And looks good enough for me. There we go. Where's my trash can? So there is our fun fold. Pretty cool, huh? So then I'm just going to use sorry guys, I don't have my comments turned on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now I can see your comments. Okay. So that is our graduation fun fold. So how do we get the rest of it? Now, for this one, I am going to use, we'll use the, we'll decorate the top first. You don't have to do 2 layers on the graduation cap. It's totally up to you, but I'm going to do 2. So for my bottom layer, I want white. So this piece is measured at 2 7/8, and I want the green one on top. So it's 2 3/4 of an inch around, okay? So those are your square sizes. And I'm just going to use some snail. It's easier for me to do it that way. And we're going to line this up. If I cut everything right, it's going to measure up. Otherwise, it's going to be a little wonky. But whatever. Yeah, it's a little wonky because I'm off on somewhere. But we're going to make it work. Okay, and then take the top piece from me. It's green. I'm sure the graduate I give it to won't even pay attention. Okay. So there's that part. Now, the little tassel. This is actually easier than what it looks like it would be. Okay. Let's take our string, and I'm going to use, what do we say, 3 or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll cut that there. And then we're going to wrap this around this way a couple of times. And then make a knot, maybe a couple of knots. Now I'm sure you could probably do this an easier way. I really don't know. This is the way that I am doing it. It's the way I did it before. And works for me. I'm going to cut off those extra strings. Have this one hanging down with the others. Pull it off. Now I need to cut through the loops. And get everything straight. There we go. There's our little tassel. Ha! It's much shorter than the other one, but it'll work. This one I did much longer. You know what? Because for the next project, we need a nice short one. So to connect this, you can still, I guess I could then go around and decorate the top and put class of 2020, right? Okay, so to adhere it, I know some people get fancy with brads and all kinds of stuff, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take glue dots and I'm going to like smush it around with my finger and put it on the hat. And that tassel is super short, so I might take it off and change it to a longer one. But you get the point, right? Okay, then for the inside, you need a piece for this inside part right here, which measures 4 by 5 1/4. And then we need to mark it at 2 inches on the top and the sides to get the diagonal. So I'm going to bring my trimmer back over here and we're going to mark it at, what did I say? 2 inches. So here is 2 inches and we're going to mark this, and then we need to mark it at, let me get it on 2 inches. 2 inches there. And 2 inches there and 2 inches there. And then I want to cut, same thing. We're going to cut from the top mark to the bottom mark. But before I glue it down, I'm going to stamp the happy graduation just in case I screw that up and have to flip it over. Okay, so what am I going to use for that? Memento ink. And we have happy and we have graduation. I used the Well Said stamp set. It's a 2-parter and there's matching dies if you wanted to get those. But Well Said is 2 big old stamp sets with there's 51 sentiments in this whole set. Okay, so I'm gonna do, let me get a piece of scratch paper. I always have to stamp whatever I'm doing on a piece of scratch paper first because it just makes me feel more comfortable. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to actually stamp graduation first because it's on the bottom. Okay. So let's do graduation. And then we'll do happy. That looks pretty good to me. And then again, I'm just going to use snail. I think it holds perfectly fine. Again, the graduate really, I think I care more about the card. And we'll put that in there. And there's our graduation card with a tassel that's not long enough, so I got to go back and change that. But oh, and you know what I did to make this stick? Just because I was taking pictures, but this actually works too. If you take your glue dots, just get 1 glue dot, and if you have the mini ones, I couldn't find my box of mini ones, just kind of roll it around in your finger. It's still sticky, but it just takes some of the stickiness off so it doesn't stick forever. And you put that down. Then it stays down and you can put it in your envelope or hand it to them that way, however you want to do it, right? So I thought that was super cute when I saw it on YouTube last week when I was looking for graduation ideas. So that is project number 1. Okay, let me move all this stuff out of my way and then we'll get started on the second card. Are you making, is anybody making graduation cards? Okay, so the next project we're gonna do is, get my project bucket over here. We're gonna make another graduation card, and this one actually is pretty simple. We're just gonna add some cute little elements to it. So I'm gonna show you how to make this little graduation cap out of the tailored tag punch. Very cute. And then we're going to do some embossing, and I have my embossing gun all plugged in and ready to go over here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put it in the screen, so we'll see. Okay. Well, you know what? I have this twine. I could try it on that other graduation cap because I think this is a lot thinner than what I was trying to use before, huh? Okay. So this is the card we are going to make. So the first thing you want to do is grab the base, which, let me put this back in my basket before I lose everything. The base of the card measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Okay. And a half. And this is the old Stampin' Up! Trimmer. I do not have the new one yet. Hopefully I will get it soon. But there we go. Our score mark right at 5 1/2. Use my bone folder. So now we have the front of the card, and then what I used for the green base. I don't have a whole lot of current embossing folders. In fact, I have one, and it's like a wood grain background, and I didn't want to use it for this. So I used an old Stampin' Up! Polka dot embossed background and just embossed my green paper. So you can use whatever you have. You can buy paper that's already embossed sometimes. But this measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. And again, I'm going to use my snail. I have a lot of this snail adhesive that I gotta use up because Stampin' Up! Is no longer carrying snail adhesive. They have come out, oh my gosh, is that crooked? They have come out with their own line of adhesives as well. So you'll see that June 3rd when the catalog goes live. Okay, and then we're gonna set this aside, okay? Let's make our graduation cap. Okay, so the first thing that you need is, we're gonna punch 2 of these, just a scratch piece of basic black cardstock. And we're gonna punch 2 here. And grab Post-it notes, because one of them you're going to use for the cap, and the other one you're going to use for the base. So you want to take, punched out my cardstock, frayed a little bit. Okay, you take your Post-it note, and I think I showed you the Post-it note trick a while ago with the Easter project. So this is how you can reach into your, I hope these Post-it notes work because they're not very sticky. What we want to do, let me make sure I'm in the camera. Okay. What we want to do is take this, and we're going to line up, put our paper back in to line up to get these pointy edges. And I think I'm just kind of eyeballing it. think that looks good. So then you have all of this. You can throw all of these pieces away. It comes out with a little chevron point. Don't need that. So now you have, and I don't know why maybe I'm not punching it right, or I need to sharpen my punch. But here is the top of the grad hat. Now for the second one that we punched out, you want to take, we're going to cut off about half an inch. Yeah, about a half an inch from the edge. So I'm just going to mark that so that I can cut a straight line. So take your scissors and just cut about a half an inch off. Then we're going to flip it over, and you can either cut straight, because what we're making is the base of the hat right here. So you can cut straight, or you can kind of round it a little bit. Totally up to you. So doesn't have to be perfect. It's the base of the hat. So we cut that. And there's that. Perfect. And guess what? I already have a tassel already made. Check that out. So now all we need to do is put a little bit of adhesive, and where did my adhesive go? I swear, I think I'm prepared, and I have everything in these little baskets, and I'm all totally organized, and then I'm live and I can't find anything. Okay. I love this Zig glue pen. Stampin' Up! Does not sell it. I wish they did. But I get them at the craft store, and I've used them for years. Love them. So if you're looking for a good glue pen to glue down little pieces of paper or pictures or artwork or whatever you're doing, okay, get the Zig glue pen. You can get them at the craft stores. So that is done. Okay, so that goes with that. We're done with the tag punch. The next thing we're gonna do is do the congratulations, and we're gonna emboss that. So you need a strip. I use Daffodil Delight Stampin' Up! Cardstock. It's 1 inch by 3 inches. Okay. So let me see if I can get this stuff in the camera. We're gonna use the Versamark ink, and we're gonna need a piece of scratch paper. Piece of scratch paper to do our embossing powder on. So I'm using Congratulations out of the Well Said stamp set. Again, let me pull it out. Sorry about that. Well Said stamp set, 51 stamps, and it comes in 2 boxes, and there's also matching dies. Love this set. Great investment. So I'm using the Congratulations for this one, and some black embossing powder with my embossing gun. Okay. So we're going to ink up Congratulations with our Versamark. Make sure it's... And if you've never used Versamark, it's a watermark. It's a watermark stamp pad, and it's kind of sticky so that you can put your glitter or your adhesive, whatever it is that you're embossing, onto it. Okay. Done with the Versamark. Now we're going to put, and I stamped it over to the right a little bit so that we have room on the left-hand side to put the graduation. So, Embossing Buddy. I don't know what we're going to do without it because it's retiring. But it's this little bag of powder stuff. I don't know another way to clear off the static. Maybe, what's it called? Wax paper? Okay. We're going to stamp this again. Luckily, Versamark, it stays sticky for quite a while. Okay. Now, we'll do this again. We just need to put it together. So I'm just going to use more snail. And I always like to go up like 1 finger space, which is about 1 inch up from the bottom, leaving negative space around. And then I used dimensionals for the hat. And we'll put that on like that. And there's the second card. Okay. So those are our 2 projects for today. I hope that you like them. I hope that you'll be able to make your own. I know it's graduation season and not everybody has a graduate, but I have my 6th grader promoting. I have my senior graduating from high school. And with COVID-19 and this pandemic, it's crazy, crazy. So make sure you leave me a comment. I will be back next Friday. I've already started my project. Next Friday, we're going to do Father's Day projects, okay? So I will pick a winner between now and then. Leave me a comment, share my video, because that helps me and my Stampin' Up! Business. And I will pick a winner, and I will mail you this stamp set for being here. All right. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.